This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit GoCurrency.com. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com.
Thursday night football on News Channel Nebraska. We're in the capital city as number 8 Lincoln East hosts Columbus. This matchup is brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Brandon Axamit, Jack Mitchell, and Josh Lill with you for Thursday night football Week 5 edition. Jack, we are looking forward to a good one. The Spartans, top team currently in the capital city, sitting at 3-1, taking on a team from Greater Nebraska, the Columbus Discoverers, sitting at 2-3. What do you like about the Spartans team, and why are they the best in the capital city currently?
Well, they've got Jeter Worthley at quarterback, a really athletic quarterback. They like to throw the ball, and they've restocked a receiver core that was kind of depleted from a senior class that's largely playing in college right now. Good up front, got a couple of D1 athletes in it. So they've started out with a loss at Kearney, and they've really rebounded with some good wins since then.
Those 3 wins after that defeat to the number 3 Bearcats, Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln Southeast, and most recently a 42-7 win over Northeast last week. You look at Columbus on the other side, started out the year 2-1. They have victories over Fremont and Southwest, have dropped the last 2, one against number 5 Omaha North, and more recently against North Platte.
Yeah, this is a team coming off 1 win last year, though, so they've already doubled their win total from last year. It's a team that's growing a lot. It's a team that's got a lot more experience. They're looking for a real signature win. They were tight in some of those games that they lost. This could be that for them tonight.
Looking forward to a good one. Class A football action in the capital city, Lincoln East and Columbus on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. More pregame when we return.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Welcome back to Seacrest Field in East Lincoln. Jack, we're about to talk key players. You alluded to the Spartan signal caller in Jeter Worthley. This is one of several D1 athletes, a baseball player, but he can sling the football as well.
Yeah, he's a catcher in baseball. He's going to Michigan to play baseball. You don't get there, though, without being a great athlete, and you can see that as he plays quarterback. He can run, he can pass. If he gets out on the edges, he's got that option, and he can do some real damage to a defense. But you'll see his athleticism tonight as you watch this game.
Worthley's passed for nearly 800 yards and has accounted for 11 total touchdowns for the Spartans. On the flip side, take a look at Columbus, and you have one of the more athletic players in all of Class A in Tanner Esch. He's going to have a big game tonight if the Discoverers want to knock off Lincoln East.
Yeah, he's got pretty gaudy stats already this year, and he's had an injury last year. They missed him. They really rely on him on both sides of the ball, and so that's somebody this East defense is going to have to key on a lot.
Esch averaging nearly 10.5 yards per carry, one of the leading tacklers on defense. Those are our key players. We're about 10 minutes to kick off here in Lincoln. Stay with us. The third member of our broadcast team, Josh Lill, is talking to both Coach Gingery and Coach Williams when we return.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Building innovation, creating opportunity. That's the Superior way. Superior Industries of Columbus is a key player in forming the world's infrastructure. Their innovative equipment is used to build roads, hospitals, utilities, and other fundamental systems. But it's their culture that encourages bold ideas, creating new opportunities for people like you. And they want you on their team. Visit workatsuperior.com to learn more about opportunities available. Positions that include weekly pay, complete benefits package, on-the-spot bonuses for exceptional work, and a fun working atmosphere. Working with the most advanced equipment and technology you can find. Join the Superior team today.
Joining me for the pregame show here on News Channel Nebraska is head coach of the Columbus Discoverers, Craig Williams. Coach Williams, your team has battled adversity in the first 5 games, finishing with a record of 2-3. What have been some bright spots in those first 5 games?
Well, you know, this group of kids plays extremely hard. I think up front, we're led up front by a group of kids that have been playing a lot of football the last few years, and I think we play a physical brand of football, and we easily could have been, 3-2 or 4-1. We had a turnover bug in a couple of those games, but for the most part, we take care of the football, and we're going to need to do that tonight against a very good team.
With 8 returning starters on both sides of the ball, who would you say has the biggest impact in their return to this football team?
Well, that's got to be Tanner Esch. As far as our athletes go, he's a young man that can do anything we ask him to do on the football field. And then kind of the heart and soul and the leader of this group is Carter Fetty. Plays center and nose guard for us, and that young man does everything for this team on both lines.
And lastly, Coach, you pride your team on being physical and tough. Why?
Well, we got to play a different brand of football. We don't have all the athletes some of these bigger schools do. We're one of the smallest schools in the class, and that's something we can control ourselves in the weight room in the off season and how we practice. And so it doesn't always work out for us every night, but that's how we try to approach every football game.
Again, thank you, Coach Craig Williams of the Columbus Discoverers. Kickoff from Seacrest Field as the Lincoln East Spartans and the Columbus Discoverers begin district play here tonight.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Joining me for the pregame show here on News Channel Nebraska is head coach of the Lincoln East Spartans, John Gingery. And Coach Gingery, after a tough season opener against Kearney, your team has garnered 3 straight wins. How have you made this possible?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just consistency and what happens from week 1 to the end of the season, how you build, how you improve, all those things factor in. So we've just worked on improving, getting better.
On the other sideline, Coach Williams and the Discoverers, they're tough and physical. How do you plan to combat their game plan in which they love to run out the clock?
Yeah, I think we're going to be physical on defense. We're going to read our keys, stick with our assignments, and not give up the big play. That's going to be the biggest thing.
And lastly, as you approach kickoff on opening night of district play, what was the message to your team?
Well, it's just another game. We take every game that comes along, and you have to take it that way because anybody can beat you, and you can beat anybody. But it all depends on how you focus and how you approach those things. So it's just another game, another contest, but it's our first district contest, and we talked about that, and hopefully they're ready to play.
Thanks again, Coach, for joining us on the pregame show here on News Channel Nebraska. Kickoff between the Lincoln East Spartans and the Columbus Discoverers set to begin here soon at Seacrest Field.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
And welcome to Seacrest Field in Lincoln, Nebraska. Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell with you. The Spartans hosting Columbus. Let's take a look at our community spotlight, brought to you by Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. Columbus, the town of power and progress, population 24,000 plus in Platte County. They are the Discoverers, and they have made the playoffs, Jack, 18 times, never to a state championship, but they are a prideful program that's looking to make some noise here tonight against Lincoln East.
Yeah, they have been historically good. I remember going down when I played high school and got our pants beat off when we played Columbus back in the mid-'90s. Really solid program, football and basketball then, but it's always a little bit of it can be difficult, especially to find size for football in some of these more rural Class A teams too, and I think Columbus has found that to be the case. But this year they've built up some experience. I think they've adapted their defense to that situation too. So they're a team on the rise right now.
Now taking a look at the Lincoln East Spartans in the capital city near the intersection of 70th and A, one of the 4 original high schools, enrollment 1,600 plus. They are the Spartans, and Jack, I know you know this, 2 championships to this program's name. In the 70s was the golden years, 75 and 79.
Yeah, I was not there during the golden years when I played for Lincoln East, but things have been on the rise lately. They've had a lot of really good athletes, some D1 college athletes come out of here. Haven't quite gotten past that second round of the playoffs yet, but I think they might have a team that's got a shot to do that this year.
Just shy of 2 minutes to go before kickoff here in Lincoln as the Spartans make their way onto the field. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. First off, for the Discoverers, you have Braylon Van Cura taking the snaps for Columbus High. Wojciechowski, a sophomore, but he is the leading rusher, over 400 yards. Copples, Salick, Crumley, and Esch making up that receiving core. Esch will get several carries as well, and then you have that line that did return quite a bit of experience from last year's squad.
Yeah, and you're going to see them line up. They'll spread it out, but they'll run the ball out of that spread quite frequently. And as you mentioned, not only necessarily to Wojciechowski, the tailback, the running back in this case, but also Esch on that wide receiver position. They're going to find a lot of ways to get the ball in his hand, whether it's a short pass, whether it's down the field, or even in the running game as well.
Now for the home team, Spartans. As we do get a look at their defense, though, first, we mentioned 3-man front. They're a little bit smaller, so they like to get a lot of athletes on the field with those 5 linebackers, 3 DBs as well.
Yeah, and I'll point out Crumley as well. He's a good cornerback. He'll get tested. East is going to put, as we'll see their starting lineups a little bit later, and they'll spread that out. There they are right now. They're going to spread that out with a lot of wide receivers as well. They're going to throw the ball a lot. And so Crumley, along with that secondary for Columbus, will be tested by this East offense.
And those first 3 names, all D1 products. Wordley going to Michigan for baseball. Bauman to Wyoming. Chedek getting D1 looks as well. And a lot of them playing both sides of the ball. You see that 3-man front for the Spartans as well. Dash Bauman, a big part of that linebacking core. Keep your eyes also on Noah Peterson. He has 15 tackles on the season. 10 of those 15 have been for a loss.
Yeah, the defensive line, the lines have been playing really well for East. That might be one little bit of a difference where East, as I was saying earlier, you lost some college talent at the wide receiver position. I think on the lines, though, and especially on that defensive line, though, they've really kind of beefed up a little bit and found some contributors there from the younger underclassmen. So we'll see what they can do today, and they're going to get the ball first today.
Glad you're with us. Thursday night football in the capital city here on News Channel Nebraska, and a very solid return for the Spartans right from the jump. And who else? That is Noah Burhoop, a very talented receiver with the return.
Now, I've been doing East games with you for several years, Brandon, and I remember a lot of the years we would come right out here, and on this first drive, we wondered if they would go for that kill shot right off the bat. Now, They had the Malachi Colemans of the world then. They had the Camden Rebkes of the world then. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive this offense is. Well, and they had the Noah Walters a couple of years ago, too, who's now playing at North Alabama. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive this offense is getting the ball down the field in the passing game.
Handoff, and Bauman makes the first defender miss, spins off another, and he picks up 7 on first down. You have to like that if you're Coach Gingery.
Yeah, here's what you're going to see. I mean, Bauman's a 6'3", 200-pound kid, and so he's big-ish. I mean, playing middle linebacker essentially, but he is an agile athlete. I mean, one of the best hurdlers in the state, and I think we saw that a little bit on that run, that he's able as a running back to make some moves. You might expect him to be a just slam into contact guy, but he's going to make some moves. He's going to be hurdling. He's a really good athlete, and he shows it differently on offense than he will on defense tonight, I think.
Burhoop motions across, second down and short. Worthley will hand it off again to Bauman, who gets to the edge. Brought down on the play by Kabalia, but not before picking up a first down.
Yeah, interesting to see Eastco run those first 2 plays of the game, and obviously you go to your best player on the team, and Dash Bauman get the ball in his hand right away, but they will like to send with those wide receiver spread, and the one to particularly look at is touchdowns this year. He's one of their best deep threats.
Third play in a row going to Bauman. The ball pops out. The ball pops out, and Lincoln East, I think there was one blue jersey in between 7 whites, and somehow the Spartans got it back.
It just I don't know if that got knocked out. It flew forward quite a bit there, and it might have been we missed it on the replay there, but that thing went forward 4 or 5 yards on there. That would have been exactly what the doctor ordered for this Columbus team to start out this game. They were not able to get on top of it, but Bauman, here's another look at that replay here. And look, still couldn't quite see it there. Kind of looked like the momentum of coming down just flung that ball forward for Bauman. So East lucky to stay with it here. And he got a first on it.
Sticking to the ground game, it's Troy Peltz.
Ball carried by number 11, Troy Peltz.
So it was Zwingman who punched Bauman's ball out. Peltz, a future Husker, at least committed to play outfield, another baseball player with the carry there.
And you got about 4 or 5 guys on this Spartan football team who you might have watched about a month ago playing in the Legion Baseball National Championships. Now, Jeter Worthley did not play in that game. He was ineligible because he was playing in some other showcases. He also was on the team that went through high school and went through the Legion season. And so you got a lot of baseball-first athletes on this football team, including who you saw there. Peltz, Lasig was on that team, Jeter Worthley as well, as East goes for really nothing there up the middle. Nice job by that Columbus defensive line.
Brought down the play by number 6.
Yeah, that was the story of the summer. Carpetland making that run to the Legion Nationals. You mentioned Peltz getting wrapped up there. We'll bring up the first 3rd and long. 3rd and 7 officially here facing the Spartans. Trips to the near side. Worthley to the air for the first time. Has time, and it's caught. Lasig on the crossing route. It'll be a first down, and then much more as he's pushed out near the 25.
They love getting Lasig. I saw some of the film on him in previous games this year. They love him on running in some of those deep out patterns and kind of getting running horizontally and letting him making some moves on there. And that's basically what that was right there. Coming across, gets going, gets up to a top speed quickly, makes some moves, and added another, 10 yards on after the catch.
First down and 10.
Ball on the 26 after that 15-yard pickup. Another carry for Peltz. He bulldozes forward for 4.
Ball carried by Troy Peltz. Taken down on the play by number 22, Tyler Zwingman.
I don't think he's on the field right now for Columbus, but 56 for Columbus. They might just be giving him a blow here. Joel Thomas you know, we heard a little bit about Columbus moving to that three-man front because of size. But Thomas, that's a big dude up there, Thomas, and he got in 2 plays ago and really stuffed, I think it was Peltz, on that running play there. I'm excited to see a little bit more of what he can do on the defensive line tonight.
And Worthley's going to try to do it with his legs.
That's coming back.
He crosses the end zone, but as you mentioned, there was laundry on the field way back at the 20.
I think they're going to get maybe 53 on this one here. We'll see. I think that's what it was there. I think that was Emmett Carr. So that'll go back. But you got a little shot there of seeing what Jeter Worthley can do, too, with his legs if he gets in the open field as well. And, I mean, the guy's a catcher, so he's got to have some kind of an arm to throw you, right? When Michigan's looking at you as a 8th grader or a freshman in high school, they're looking at your arm quite a bit. So he's translated that from catcher to quarterback. I don't know if that's a combo that you see all that often, catcher to quarterback necessarily in high school. Maybe you do. It makes a decent amount of sense.
In my near 10 years of calling high school football, I am drawing a blank on any other quarterback that went D1 as catcher, as you see his arm on display there, catching Burhoop on the out.
And that was a nice pass on the run on that out. Look at this. Look at the pace on this ball there. Right in the spot. Not a super easy pass to make as he was rolling out to his right. And then you see another of East's receivers, Noah Burhoop, another senior here who's these receivers have been kind of waiting their turn. These guys have not seen a lot of varsity action during, they've been mixed in a little bit. But, again, East has been so stacked at receiver from that 2023 class that these guys are finally getting that chance that they've been waiting for.
Designed run for Worthley, who gets to the edge. First down before being thrown out at the 10. Very impressive drive here for the Spartans.
You got to see Esch, though, there on that play. That's the kind of pursuit, and that is why they depend on him as an athlete so much on this team here. He made the tackle there and saved the touchdown.
Another look courtesy of Beatrice Community Hospital.
Ball on the Discoverer 10-yard line.
This drive now over 4 minutes to start this contest here. Thursday night football in Lincoln on News Channel Nebraska.
So much for the quick strike East offense that we've seen so many times here, huh?
Pitch here to Kelby Zimmerman. Picks up a few.
Third running back that they've used here on this drive, so they're mixing and matching. And you've got, I believe, all 3 of those guys that have run the ball are guys that they're going to play on defense as well, and so it might be part of the calculus by John Gingery and his staff there is keep some level of freshness because all 3 of those guys are major contributors on defense as well. Zimmerman, a defensive back, and then as we said, also Dash Bauman, who's back in right now.
And Worthley hits Burhoop. Burhoop is just shy of the end zone.
That was the left shoulder juke button there that Burhoop hit on that one, and that got him the extra 3. Almost got him in the end zone there. Here, let's see this here as he does the right and boop. Almost got in on that one. See if East actually lines it up tight here when they're on the 1-yard line.
Ball inside.
Yeah, they put a fullback in. Well, they put I don't know if that's a fullback or an H-back exactly, but they'll go tight, let Bauman run it in.
Peltz lead blocking for Bauman as the Spartans strike first. 1-yard punch in makes it 6-0.
Long drive, mixed it up, run, I think, kind of a little bit more than we've seen East do over the last few years with the tailback especially. They would run rely on that Noah Walters run game a lot when he was here at quarterback, and they did as well with Jeter Worthley. But mixed it up, and all in all, a good drive, and my goodness, almost 6 minutes off the clock on that thing.
7-0. Number 8 Lincoln East strikes first here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. Columbus with the ball when we return.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction, voted best roofer in Northeast Nebraska. By Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill, the best place to be after the game in Columbus.
Ball taken by the Discoverers, number 3, Dylan Tremley. Brought down on the play by number 50, Zach Dickey. First down and 10. Ball to Columbus, 25-yard line.
Here we go. There is Wojciechowski, a huge pickup.
Ball carried by Discoverer number 26, Michael Wojciechowski. A flag on the play.
What a gut punch for Columbus after that first play. My goodness, a great
On the
run.
tackle was number 5 for the Spartans, Mikhail Ford.
Holding, offense. 10-yard penalty for the spot and foul. First down.
After the penalty, the ball was spotted at the Columbus 41-yard line.
Even after the penalty. So a 15-yard pickup even after the penalty for Tanner Esch. And it's still a first down. And excuse me, that was Wojciechowski with the carry. They give it to him again, pickup of about 5 more.
Sophomore running back here, and we can see we were hearing good things coming into this game about him, Brandon. And boy, that first play, even though it was taken back for a hold that was downfield, by the way, as you pointed out, so they still got the yards. That's a spot foul, so they're marking it from the spot of the holding. It was downfield a bit, but you saw the explosiveness and why they're really excited about this sophomore running back and why they're going to give him a lot of shots, I think.
Vancura rolling out, and it is picked off. And that is why they call him Michael Ford. For a second, I thought it was Bauman. Mikhail Ford with the pick 6. And that changes things very quickly.
Boy, they knew he was looking for Esch there, and he just stared that down a little bit too long. Ford make the break on the ball, and he only had one man to beat the quarterback and did that exact thing, and a nice touchdown for East. What a frustrating start to this game for Columbus, starting off with that big run. They almost took it all the way there, brought back by the holding, and now East is on the board again.
PAT is good. 5:09 remaining here in quarter number 1. Number 8 Lincoln East with a big defensive touchdown to double their lead. You're watching Thursday Night Football on News Channel Nebraska.
we do have a makerspace. We have dedicated spaces for different groups. So what we're looking at in this room is the adult reading room. It's not technically a room that closes, has a two-sided fireplace. It's designated as the only room where things need to be a little bit on the quiet side. We have a dedicated teen room and teen study room. And we also have the kinetic technology room, which is also known as a makerspace. We have
Welcome back, Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell, Josh Lill. So, as you pointed out, Jack, a great start for Columbus, brought back by holding, and then a devastating pick six. This was similar to what happened to Columbus last week, where they got into an early hole against North Platte and were unable to really recover. This drive right here is going to be crucial for how the Discoverers respond.
Yeah, absolutely, and they don't need to panic here. I mean, we already saw a little bit of what they can do on the ground. I still would love to see more of what they can do there, because even the two chances that they had, they look good, and they're getting the ball to Esch's hand on the ground, which I'm not surprised at all. And again, it's there. So far that running game is there for the Discoverers here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Esch get. I wouldn't be surprised if Esch is getting. We'll see how the score handle stays, but Esch is going to get a lot of carries here, I think.
It's about a 14-yard pickup, again, besting his average of 10.5 yards per carry.
It's a nice average.
There's been worse. It gets the Discoverers near midfield, ball on the 43. And this time nowhere to go for the sophomore Wojciechowski. That was great defense there by Xander Zaninga. This first quarter, under 5 minutes to go, is brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. John Henry's our first quarter sponsor here on News Channel Nebraska.
Brandon, I'm seeing some raindrops here on the windows of the press box at Seacrest Field here in Lincoln. An hour ago, I would have told you I thought for sure we would be in a pretty decent, steady, maybe downpour right now. But so far the radar has looked pretty good. No lightning in the area, so they've been able to get this thing going. Sometimes Lincoln has a tendency to just, if you don't want the rain, or if you do want the rain, you end up not getting it. So for tonight, we'll take it. Although my lawn would probably need, maybe we'll just do it about 10 o'clock tonight. That'd be all right.
Yeah, just do the rain dance, say not now, because we have a TV
now.
broadcast and a football game. And it'll just come 2 or 3 hours later as there's a 3-yard pickup for Wojciechowski.
Yeah. He does not look like a sophomore, does he? Wojciechowski there. He's 6'2", 190, listed on the roster here. Has some speed. I want to see more of him tonight.
Vancouver back to the air, and it's another pick.
Boy.
INT number 2 for the Spartans. This time, it's Kelby Zimmerman.
That was Zimmerman. We saw him on offense just a while ago as I was talking about him playing both ways. And boy, he looked like he didn't quite have the route straight on what Esch was going to do there. Esch looked like he was going to keep going on that fly pattern, and I think it was intended for him, because he also had right next to him, I believe that was Logan Salak, who was doing an in pattern there, and it was kind of in between the both of them. So that gives East the ball again here, and we'll see if they try and strike quickly here.
Not much there on the ground. That was Bauman picking up 2.
Brought down the play by number 2. By number 52.
Nearing the 3-minute mark here in quarter number 1.
So is that 2 attempts for Columbus? 2 picks? 2 passing attempts right now?
Unfortunately, yes, for the Discoverers. They've been picked both times they've gone to the air.
And they've run the ball, I mean, it's a small sample size, but they've run the ball fairly well here.
And to Vancouver's credit, those are his first picks he's thrown of this season, so he's been really efficient up to this point.
No kidding, wow.
Nice job on defense there by Columbus.
About 2 more for Bauman, brings up 3rd and 6.
That was, and sure enough, that was Wojciechowski on defense there on the other side of the ball. It was a really great athlete to pop out. I'm sure you know this better than anybody seeing all these games, but you see those guys who you know are the best athletes, and they'll pop on both sides of the ball, and that's exactly what happened there with Wojciechowski. Impressive play.
Second leading tackler on this defensive unit with 35 entering tonight. Big 3rd down here for Columbus. You desperately want to get off the field here and see what you can do on the offensive end. Worthley fakes the pitch, bootleg, and he has some room to run. More than enough for the first down. Worthley across midfield.
He had Peltz the entire time. He had the chance to throw it to, and I think he was doing calculus in his head there because Peltz looked like he was going to have to make a few more yards. And he thought, well, I could just use him as a blocker if I keep going. That's exactly what he did. And you see his speed on the edge there.
Beautiful night here at Seacrest Field in Lincoln, Nebraska. Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell, Josh Lill with you. Number 8, Lincoln East hosting Columbus, and we have movement on the offensive line here. Good time to remind you that coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice, as we have about 1:33 remaining in the opening quarter. Also, special thanks to our presenting sponsors tonight, Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. And also Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Worthley to the air after the 5-yard penalty.
For Lasik down here, I think. There it is.
Zips it in there. Pickup of about 9 as that was Connor Colwhite pushing Owen Lasig out of bounds.
There's a big opportunity there, 2 plays back there when East got the first down on the scramble for Worthley on that 3rd down there. Columbus could have got a stop. Just sort of the defense hasn't the defense hasn't been bad. They've had an opportunity to get East off the field a couple of times and just fell a play short here at this point. But like we said earlier, it's not necessarily the big play barrage that we've seen from East sometimes over the last few years.
Well, that'll be enough to move the sticks. Another carry for Bauman. Picks up 9. Bauman, 240 yards entering tonight, averaging 5 a carry. He currently has 7 carries tonight, averaging about 7. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter at Seacrest.
Bottom of the screen, they got Mikhail Ford. We saw his speed on that interception return just a little bit ago. We'll go to the running back, though. Oh.
Swing pass to Bauman, who dove across the 25. I think they're going to say he stepped out prior to. Still moving the chains yet again. They'll give him 11. Here's another look thanks to Beatrice Community Hospital.
Bauman, a hurdler. That was more of like a forward dive over the proverbial hurdle in that situation.
There's a new track event they could make.
There we go. The forward dive, yes. Oh, it looks like I got movement along the front of the East line again. Yep.
So second penalty by the East line here on this drive, but hasn't really hindered them up to this point.
First and 15 for the Spartans. Ball on the Columbus 33-yard line.
Worthley will keep it here. Throws it right up the middle, and another completion.
That looked like a catcher throwing to second base. That is exact. Did you notice that? Look at this replay here. My goodness, look at this. It looked like he was popping out of a. Did it not?
Stepped right into that one.
That looked like a guy who knows how to get the ball out of his hand quickly at that spot. I mean, it wasn't even a full windup, and he was almost a little crouched when he threw it, catcher style. That's what happens. You got a catcher to quarterback, but it worked out well. It was a very good pass, and East gets another decent gain here as their last play of the first quarter.
It was Caden Cheddock playing second base on the 10-yard reception. 14-0 your score after one. Number 8 Lincoln East on top of Columbus here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Welcome back to Seacrest Field in Lincoln, Nebraska. 14-0 your score. Lincoln East on top of Columbus. It's been steady, reliable offense by the Spartans and some big-time defensive plays, including a pick six that's led us to this score, Jack.
Yep, and Columbus just not quite able to get off the field. Had their opportunities against East on third down. They haven't allowed huge chunk big plays from East, but just like you said, steady enough drives over and over again, not able to get off the field on third down. Columbus needs they need another one of these big plays for a loss here that's going to get East in a third and long situation.
Opening play of this second quarter. There's a lot of blockers for Bauman, who is still going. Refuses to go down. Finally is stopped at the 5. That's at an 18-yard pickup.
It took a lot of guys to get him down there, didn't it? A lot of people had a shot, and he ended up adding about 7 yards after contact here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6. All right, East goal to go now from the 5.
Worthley's going to try to get to the edge.
He's going to try to run it. Yep.
And he gets in the end zone. For the second Spartan offensive touchdown, it's
flag.
Not 20-0 because of the flag.
Boy.
Thank you. I was just ready to give that touchdown call.
That's why we paid another procedure one. Could be their third and holding on that one.
See if we can spot it here.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't notice it, but not saying it didn't happen, but I didn't notice it on that replay there. So East now first and goal from the 17.
Here's the pitch to Peltz. Tries to stretch the field. Good gang tackle by the Discoverers. Gain of about 4, maybe 5.
All right, Columbus has them. They got 2nd and 12 here, 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line, essentially. They got that sort of East behind schedule in a place that they haven't been too much tonight. See if they can at least even if they do give up a field goal here, that'll feel like something pretty significant, given that it looked like East had already scored that touchdown, and maybe get a little momentum going for the Discoverers.
Worthley pump fakes. And there's a
They're gonna
collision,
call it.
and there is the flag.
He didn't need to do it either. He just did. That's, boy. I don't know if that was catchable.
Well, we'll see here.
Yeah, it probably is the right call there, but it feels like it probably was unnecessary. It was going to have to be an impressive catch to get up to that ball there, and even if so, the momentum might have taken him out of bounds there.
So after the penalty, it makes it 2nd and goal to go from the 5.
Goal. Ball just outside the 5-yard line.
My goodness.
And Columbus was showing like they may be bringing pressure, and it may have caused Lincoln East to jump again.
That's 3 of them on East. 3 of just illegal procedures. They got a couple of holdings as well here right now. We can't decide if we want to be first, short to go to the goal line or 17 yards to the goal line. We're going back and forth all over here. Oh, nice move there.
Worthley evading the initial rush.
Oh, Esch got him.
Corralled and taken down at the 20. That is athlete going against athlete.
Yeah.
And Esch coming out on top this time.
That was an impressive play there by Esch. It looked like maybe Jeter Worthley had completely escaped and was going to at least get the ball, and he probably needed to throw it away there. Kept the play going, though. Oh, waiting for – yeah, that's a throwaway ball right there. You're outside of the tackles, and easy for me to say. He was waiting for Lasig there to kind of do something, do one of these, hey, just go get open somehow. But probably better to put that one on the sideline because he was outside of the tackle box.
3rd and goal from the 20. Oh. It's off the hands of Lasig. Columbus with a break here now.
Big play for Columbus.
That was right on the money. Lasig will catch that more times than not. Just unable to make the play. And so a long field goal attempt coming up for the Spartans. Big stop
after we bounced around penalties both directions. And like I said, even if East gets this field goal here, Columbus has got to feel pretty good about their defensive performance here.
So the Spartans will take a timeout here. They're facing a 37-yard field goal attempt. We'll take a quick break as well. 14-0 here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
And welcome back after the timeout. The Spartans going to attempt this 37-yarder. Kick is away. No good. So big break here for Columbus.
Big.
As it stays a 14-0 ball game.
Columbus defense, I mean, you break it down, they've given up some yards, Brandon, but one offensive touchdown. That's it for the points that they've given up against a really dynamic East offense right now, because obviously the other points came off a pick six, and then essentially got a stop here where it looked like East was already in the end zone as Columbus has a player down.
So with the player down, we'll take a quick break. 9:42 remaining here before halftime.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Welcome back. So the injured player, Carter Fetty, one of the anchors of the Columbus line, he was helped up and able to walk off the field. So we'll keep our eyes on that one, but certainly a key piece of what Columbus does currently on the sidelines.
All right, it'd be interesting to see how Columbus tries to attack this now. 2 passes, 2 interceptions so far, but they're down 14 here at this point. I'm going to guess they're going to stick to the running game a little bit because they've had some success with it, and it's still very early. And there it is. Get that ball in Esch's hand, even if it's on an end around there.
Esch with about 2. We'll credit that Spartan defense for corralling the speedy senior.
I don't know how many of his rushing yards have come out of that end around, but that, I mean, he's a wide receiver, but they'll use him to run the ball frequently, and here we go again. You know, it's just
that time Esch the decoy. Handoff goes to Kibalya. He gets a couple more.
I mean, they'll bring him around in motion and hope to get East cheating that way, get those linebackers maybe to clear out the middle a little bit, but didn't happen there on that one. And so now we've got 3rd down play. Let's see if Columbus is going to throw the ball here again.
Vancouver setting up that jailbreak screen just a little bit too far in front. Looks like it'll be a 3-and-out for the Discoverers. As we'd like to remind you that the second quarter is presented by O Street Carpet. Go check out Steve Carper and the crew near the intersection of 17th and O in Lincoln.
Cheduk is listed at 6'4". He about got his hand on that one with the jump there, trying to make it 3 interceptions in a row for the Spartan. Did they get their hand on that? I can't tell if they did or if it was just kind of off the side of the punter's foot there, but not a lot of yardage on that punt.
Looks like it'll be a net of about 18. And so the Spartans will take over near the 42. So the Spartans take over on a short field in Discoverer territory, 4 wide, but Worthley hands it off to Bauman, who is stopped after a 1-yard gain.
Tyler Swingman there on the tackle for Columbus, junior. Nice job there.
Well, we're nearing halftime. Be sure to stay tuned for our halftime highlights presented by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true. Right now, the highlights consisting of Lincoln East. Columbus's biggest play from scrimmage. Went for over 50 yards, but it was called back due to holding, as that is incomplete. Owen Lasik, the intended target.
And Columbus has East in a 3rd and long again. I mean, the Columbus defense has done about as much as you could ask them to against a somewhat explosive offense here that we've seen so far this year, and they've got them in 3rd and long once again here at this point after being put in a position due to a short punt where East is already in plus territory here at this point.
So Worthley sets up that screen, and no one is home. Jeez. Dash Bauman scampers for a huge pickup, finally tackled near the 15.
Credit there, Lincoln East play call there. Boy, that could not have come at a more perfect time. All 3 defensive linemen, eyes got huge right there. They thought they were going to have a clear path to Jeter Worthley, and everybody else backed up, worried about, of course, the deeper pass, and opened up that whole middle of the field. And a big gain there for the Spartans.
Officially goes down as 24. Coach Gingery in his near 3 decades leading the Spartan program As you noted, the perfect time to pull that play call out. This time it's handed off to Peltz. Gets a couple.
Brought down in the play by number 22 for Columbus, Tyler Swingman. And number 67.
It is interesting to see this East offense just a little more, just a little bit more patient with the running game and not necessarily looking for those big chunk plays that we've seen from them so often over the last kind of 2-3 years in the Walters, Worthley, Malachi Coleman kind of era of this team, and it's a bit different in terms of the style that we've seen in the past.
Worthley to the end zone, and it's off the hands of Lasig again. He had him. It just couldn't quite stay in the fingertips of Lasig.
Lasig is a good receiver, and those last 2 drops that he had are going to be frustrating for him tonight. Now, this is by no means an easy level of difficulty here. Well, on this catch, kind of a backhanded deal there on this one, but that's 2 in a row that he's dropped that he rarely drops in those situations. So he's hoping for another shot here. And he may get it 3rd and 8 here. See if they look at a screen pass again or get Worthley on the move maybe.
So 3rd down, pressure coming up the middle. Worthley throws it on the run. He completes it and stretching for the pylon. And the score is Landon Lingenfelter, a 15-yard strike for Lincoln East.
Gets it to the sophomore. Nice job finding the receiver, and Worthley's so dangerous when he gets on the move there. Is exactly what happened there. Decent pressure by Columbus. And Langenfelter, a nice job staying in bounds, getting that ball over the pylon and getting East their 3rd touchdown of the game tonight. Blocked.
Big special teams play by Columbus keeps it 20-0.
I believe Caden Brownlow there on the block. Wide receiver, defensive back there. As we take another look at this touchdown here from
all Lincoln East here in the capital city. The Spartans lead Columbus 20-0.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
And welcome back, Lincoln East fans. Feeling good right now, leading by 20. Coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to United Healthcare, where small towns matter. Check out the Husker Coaches Show on NCN every Monday and Tuesday, presented by United Healthcare. So Columbus needing something on the offensive end here.
Yeah, this next drive is really, really pivotal in the way the rest of this game goes. Columbus will be receiving the second half kick, presumably, after East received the first half kick. And so do one of these things here with about 6 minutes left. If you can have a nice extended drive, try and get 2 possessions in a row, get points on both of them. And if you can do that, things look a whole lot different in the second quarter. But they've got to put it together here. They've got to be careful with the ball. But they've also got to get the passing game. They can't be one-dimensional, right? They can't be scared to pass the ball at this point. And obviously you've got some thoughts on that when they've just had a hard time completing anything right now in the passing game.
And the third member of our broadcast crew, Josh Lill, pointing out that Will Wickham now in at quarterback for the Discoverers as he hands this one off to Esch.
Ooh, did they not call a face mask there? I think East might have got away with a kind of a nasty, let's see this. It might have been kind of a nasty face mask. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. That was I'm glad to see that he's okay there. But echoes of Eric Crouch at Kansas State in 1998 with that one. Not to bring that back for anybody. I had a bad night for me personally, but wow.
Everyone knows what you're talking about. That
Yikes.
image.
That's what that looks
seared
like.
into
Holy
Husker
cow.
fans' memories. And to your point, yes, very good to see that Esch is okay, considering what took place is now Caden Brownlow gets a little pickup on the reception.
So Wickham, the junior, here in at quarterback. Interesting to see them go ahead and make that change.
Well, we're 5 minutes away from our halftime show, which is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority.
And we'll see if this is, kind of one of these, give the regular starter a little time to sit and see it from a different angle, or if Columbus is going to try and go with Wickham here for the rest of the time. Probably depend on what we see on this drive. Here's a big chance at it. Wide
Wickham
open.
uncorks it. Connor Colwhite up the sideline, and that's going to be a 78-yard touchdown for the Discoverers.
I think we have our answer of the question that I just posed, Brandon. Wow.
This needs another look. Rolling out, calling Wickham's number, and he just uncorks one.
I'm not sure what happened with the coverage there. It looked like Ford thought he had help from the safety, and he didn't very clearly, but credit to Wickham there. I mean, he had to make that throw, and he didn't underthrow. You see a guy that wide open, and there's a penalty here on the PAT. If you underthrow it, it's not going to go for a touchdown like that. If you overthrow it, you miss your chance at a wide open receiver there. That's going to be a penalty on Columbus. But Wickham put it almost exactly where it needed to be when his eyes probably got huge seeing a receiver that wide open. Great play there by Columbus. Exactly what they needed.
So the PAT, even after the penalty, is good. Columbus on the board here with 4:27 to play. Lincoln East 20, Columbus 7, here on News Channel Nebraska. One more look, taking us to break.
Some jobs are hard work, but it's often the hardest jobs that are the most important. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life. When what you do makes a vast impact on the state and its communities, there's nothing better. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Welcome back. Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell, Josh Lill with you, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for all of the Columbus fans out there. First touchdown to make it a two-possession game once more. And look out.
Oh, he's gone. No, he's got the kicker to beat.
And the kicker is Esch, which helps making sure that he doesn't go all the way. Still a huge return for Burhoop. So that's nice, as something you don't want to have to face, but if you have a big special teams break, at least your kicker is one of the fastest guys on the team, and you kind of saw Esch just lining him up.
I saw a kicker there, and I was like, well, you never know how a kicker's going to tackle. Well, it turns out the best athlete on the team is back there, and touchdown saving tackle, but boy, what a chance for East here. Again, they've been in Columbus territory a lot over the course of this second quarter. And we'll see if they can actually add some points here. It's Dash Bauman with a move. Uh-oh.
Bauman cuts
boy,
it up
what a move.
And is going to trot into the end zone. So a counter punch to the
Strike by Columbus comes way of a huge return and a Dash Bauman 44-yard touchdown. Look at it again.
We talked about that athleticism being a hurdler. It wasn't necessarily a hurdle here. It was a little whoop right past him. And then he turned it on at the end. That's a heck of a touchdown. That's how you answer, as he used to go for a 1 on the extra point here.
So we have fireworks flying here in Lincoln late in this second quarter. Spartans answer right back. It's again a 20-point lead, 27-7 here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
it wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Welcome back to Seacrest Field. A couple of quick touchdowns. In fact, 14 points scored in 20 total seconds on the game clock here between Columbus and Lincoln East. A reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is proudly presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Brandon Axman, Jack Mitchell, and Josh Lill with you tonight for Thursday Night Football here on NCN.
NCN viewers cannot complain they got a boring game tonight, or at least the last boring 30 seconds, for that matter, because it's been explosive in every direction. Columbus now, as I said about 5 minutes ago, has an opportunity to score and then get the ball back in the second half. It's still the exact same situation. Both teams just have 7 more points.
Now just take up all the time if you're Columbus and score right before the break.
Scored too fast. The old scored too fast.
Well, there's a 10-yard plus pickup by Wojciechowski.
Boy, and you'd love if you're Columbus to keep this game with in reach of a 1, maybe 2 scores, so you can continue to use that running game, because that's definitely a strength. And I still go back to that run Wojciechowski had the very first play from scrimmage that Columbus had, where he took it 40 yards or so and got called back on that holding call. But again, he's an impressive running back, and if they can use him in that offensive plan as they're going to do again here, as you're seeing, he's going to fight for 5-6 yards on that one. I think that really changes the capability of this offense against this Lincoln East defense.
It's the sophomore's 6th carry of the night. He has over 40 yards on those 6 toes.
Yes. And should be at, 70.
They officially gave him 6 on that last carry. We're under 3.5 to play in quarter number 2. Discoverers hoping they can put more points on the board before the break. End around for Brownlow. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
Brought down the play by Spartan number 11, Troy Peltz, and number 70, Noah Peterson.
All right, this is a big play for Columbus, because if they would have to get in the spot where they punt, remember last time they had the short, 18-yard punt. At very least, you want to keep a hold of this ball and make sure that it's the next team that touches the ball here with a chance to be in their own territory is them in the second half here. So getting a first down here, so they're going to look at that backfield.
And it's bounced outside. Discoverers first down. Needed 1. They pick up 5.
I'd love to hear the coach what the name of that formation is. And that wasn't the Maryland I. It was like the Rhode Island box. There were 4 players just standing in a. I don't know that I've seen that before.
We need to just start renaming all of the formations that you see based on, your interpretation of what's taking place out there. I think
there were so many guys in the backfield. I don't know how the center knew who to snap it to exactly in the shotgun. Well-designed play, though.
Their first charge of the half.
Columbus will take a timeout here. 2:06 remaining.
Yeah, they want some points here. It'll be interesting to see if they try and get, I don't know, if they try and let Wickham go deep again. He just happened to have in that situation just a little bit of a breakdown in coverage. Again, nothing to take away from Wickham's throw. It was a great throw at that point, but I think you might see them stay a little conservative. I mean, they use their first timeout right here. They've got 2 more timeouts. They've got 2 minutes here at this point. The running game is looking decent. And again, the one thing they don't want to do is quickly give the ball over to Lincoln East. They don't want to throw an interception here at this point. Ideally, even if you're getting a field goal on this thing, you're getting some points here and you're taking all the time off the clock so East doesn't have another shot.
Brownlow motions across. It's a quick screen to Esch. He has blockers in front. Close to another first down.
Nice play call. Nice play call. Stops the clock, too. I think they got enough for a first. Looks a little short. Couple yards. It looks like a yard and a half short there of getting the first down, but getting that ball in Esch's hand. Low risk pass there. Nice play.
Esch motions across. Play action here for Wickham. So wheel route. And pass is complete. Enough to move the chains yet again. Catch made by Logan Salek, his first reception of the night.
Another pretty good pass there by Wickham there coming on in relief. And they're going to try and keep things moving here because he could have went out of bounds there. He did not, and the clock is running here at 1:41, as you can see there on your screen here on News Channel Nebraska. Burning up a little bit of time here. They do have 2 timeouts left, so I don't think it's too much of a panic yet, but still have 35 yards to go to get in the end zone.
Wojciechowski met by Bauman in the backfield. He's taken down for a loss.
Boy, Bauman got in there clean, didn't he?
Brought down on the play by Spartan number 6.
He was untouched. And as good as Wojciechowski's running tonight, you're asking him a lot when you got Bauman coming in there untouched like that on the run blitz. And Columbus will use that timeout with 1:15 left.
Nearing halftime, a great time to remind our viewers that if you haven't yet, follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports. Be like the nearly 11,000 people who enjoy our statewide sports content, rankings every week, highlights, player and coach interviews, articles, and our broadcast schedule. Tweet it out at that handle at NCN Sports. And we've been known, Jack, to give shout-outs live on the air at halftime, which is in a minute and a half. So if you haven't followed us yet, do, and you may very well get a shout-out.
I follow them. I follow
you. Do.
I also work for you sometimes, but I do it on all the nights I'm not working for you. I'm very closely following all your tweets and the game coverage and the rankings, and I enjoy it a whole lot. So I heartily endorse the recommendation to follow NCN on Twitter.
I will say, for those who follow Jack and or us, we don't get to go to the all caps nearly as often.
Yeah,
as
some
you
people
do.
I think I go to that a little too often, so you're probably all right.
I like Minnie. I'm very entertained, especially on those Husker Saturdays.
Yeah.
There is a screen pass. Gain of 7 or 8 there.
The NCN Sports Twitter keeps their emotions under control much better than the Jack Mitchell Twitter. At Jack Mitchell LNK, by the way.
predictions for Saturday?
I think I just worked on this for my show tomorrow. I think I'm going to take Nebraska 34-13.
I like it.
So exclusive content here on NCN. You weren't supposed to hear that until tomorrow morning here on
my breaking
Lincoln
news.
Radio. So I got 34-13.
34-13 prediction for the Huskers. Our score here, 27-7. Columbus facing a 4th down.
Ooh.
And it looks like they're going to go for it here, which makes sense.
Time for another Esch end around here. Oh, what do we got? Timeout. East is going to take a timeout here.
Timeout. Lincoln East. Their second charge of the half.
So we'll take a quick timeout as well. Final minute of this first half. Lincoln East 27, Columbus 7 here in Seacrest in Lincoln.
Experience what banking local feels like. Bank of the Valley is owned and managed by the people within our community. This means our decisions are made right here by people who care about you and the communities we serve. Knowing our customers personally helps our experienced team provide the best solutions as your banking needs and goals change. Stop into our newest branch in Schuyler, Nebraska, or visit any of our other bank locations in person or online. Bank of the Valley. Together, we go further.
So timeout Spartans, 4th down and 3 here for Columbus. As a score would go a long way for the Discoverers, as we've mentioned. They get the ball to start that second half as well, and so momentum into halftime would be big.
Let's see where Esch is on the field. So it looks like he's on the top of your screen. You got Wojciechowski back. Yeah, Esch is at the very top.
Motioning across. Wickham rolling out. And it's complete. Caden Brownlow keeps the drive alive for the Discoverers.
Tell you what, Wickham coming into this game has thrown the ball well, run this offense well. Look, really nice play there, rolling out, staying poised, finding Brownlow who was open, but firing it in there. Impressive relief duty here. They got one timeout left, 43 seconds here, so they got to have a little urgency about what they're doing.
Wickham zipping it in. It's a tip ball.
Jeez.
And it's intercepted. Pickoff number 3 for this Spartan defense.
That's Luke Lindquist who intercepted that, I think, the safety, and maybe a little redemption for him because that was – who did he catch? Well, we got no replay in high school. No booth replay in high school, at least. I think he got it, but he was back there on that long touchdown Columbus had. So, boy, what a nice drive by Columbus. They're going to go without points here, and assume East is just going to kind of run out some time here and go to the halftime locker room. Although that's not looking like a formation you do this with.
Well, they have one timeout. Okay, so they hand it off right up the middle.
Carried by Spartan number 6, Dash Bauman.
That's Bauman for 10.
Brought down the play by number 17, Tanner Esch.
Now the clock will run. They can even run another play.
They don't have to. Play clock and game clock.
It feels like you should either do one or the other. You should either.
Otherwise, just kneel it last time. Yeah, I don't.
All right, yeah, I think they're going to halftime. Yep, they're not going to run a play.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
One half in the books. Lincoln East. 20-point advantage heading into the locker room. 27-7 your score here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. Our halftime show is coming up next.
It's the season.
The excitement of going to sporting events, sitting in the bleachers, rooting for the neighbor kid that mowed your lawn, delivered papers, or played a few pranks in the neighborhood. The first stop, of course, though, is your local Speedy Mart convenience store. Fuel for the journey. Speedy Mart, your area store with Nebraska roots and community ties. No matter if it's a win or a loss, Speedy Mart can make you feel better before or after the game.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech Program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech Program and become part of the Landmark difference.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
From the moment something didn't feel quite right, to that ambulance arriving at your door. From the immediate diagnosis, to the surgery that followed, to the long list of lifestyle changes and that family gathering that everyone always talked about, but for whatever reason kept getting postponed, to the moment you sat back and realized how grateful you are for everything you have. We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures, out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
And welcome back to Seacrest Field here in Lincoln, Nebraska. All Spartans leading Columbus 27-7 here at halftime. It's also homecoming night, which makes it special. Also special because we have a special guest here in the booth with us. That's Angie Schreiner with Liberty First Credit Union, a presenting sponsor of all of our Lincoln and high school sports this year. And Angie, this is year number 3 that you guys have been supporting local high school sports on NCN. First off, how are you, and why is this something that is important to Liberty First?
Hi, Brennan. It's always great to be back here. It is. I'm doing good. Thank you. And Liberty First is doing good. And, you know, supporting sports or anything in the community has always been top of mind for Liberty First since we opened our doors in 1935. We love to help support the broadcast of all high school games. So that way those who can't make it to the game but still want to follow a certain player or a certain team that they just love or have someone on, they can do that. They can do it through your broadcast. And then it also allows us to help bring awareness to the young talent that's on these teams, whether it be football like tonight, this great game tonight, or soccer or baseball or anything else that you guys cover, we are just excited to be part of that and be part of the community that these young athletes are in.
Well, and you've been a community staple since 1935, so coming up on 100 years in a decade or so, but what does Liberty First offer this community compared to a bank and the credit union aspect specifically that you offer those citizens of Lincoln and the other areas you serve?
Yeah, well, as a credit union, we're not for profit. So what that means is that we return all of our profits to our members. We don't hold them for shareholders. We're run by a volunteer board of directors who really just want to make a difference in the lives in our community. We do that by offering higher rates on savings and deposits, like our 5.50% APY on checking. That's the highest one you'll find here. That's up to $40,000. What that means to you is if you keep $40,000, we're returning $183 a month to you. And you don't have to keep $40,000. We start paying on the first penny you have in that account. We also have auto loans. We return those profits to our members by lower loan rates, like our 4.99% APY or APR on an auto loan of 2021 vehicle or newer. And then our credit card, we're able to offer a low fixed rate credit card of 9.99% with cash back. So you earn rewards and you can end up turning those rewards into cash back that just gets put right into your checking account. It's all about providing you a better way to bank, helping you reach your financial goals no matter where you're at in life or in your savings. We're there for you.
So to recap, Kasasa checking, 5.5 back, auto loan specials at 4.99 APR. You have the credit card with cash back. This may seem like a little thing, but I have the debit card and I can go to ATMs and not get charged anything. And I know the Kasasa stuff probably saves you a lot more money, but there's something about just being able to not have to mess with those ATM fees that is a nice thing that you guys offer.
Yeah, credit unions are often seen as small, but Liberty First is the largest one here in Lincoln. We also have a location in Seward and in Omaha, and we're part of an ATM network that gives you access to 30,000 ATMs nationwide, absolutely free.
Well, Angie, it's always a pleasure having you stop in and talk about why you support local sports here on NCN, and we enjoy broadcasting the games. Anything else you'd like to share before we let you go?
Just leave you with the thought that credit unions are all about people helping people. And if we can bring a little joy to you through helping you bring these sports to everyone in their home, in their communities, that's one thing we just love to do. So thank you.
Liberty First Credit Union, your presenting sponsor here of high school and Lincoln sports on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. We're at halftime. Lincoln East leading Columbus 27-7 here on NCN.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction, voted best roofer in Northeast Nebraska. By Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill, the best place to be after the game in Columbus.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands will be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Welcome back. Extended halftime. Homecoming for Lincoln East, and they are enjoying a comfortable lead at the break. 27-7 your score. Brandon Axmit, Jack Mitchell, and Josh Lill with you. About 7 minutes until we start the third quarter. Jack, a perfect time to take a look at our NCN rankings. This is something that we started putting out after week 3 every season, and we're now in week 5, and our team of sports announcers submit their votes. We compile them and average out what everyone thinks, and here's what we've come up with specifically for Class A, and I don't think anyone's going to be arguing with Omaha West Side sitting at number 1. They are running through everybody. Millard South number 2. Kearney, the only other undefeated team in Class A, sitting at 3. They took down the Thunderbirds, a game we covered last week, so those are the 1, 2, 3. Have a lot of potential parity for I'd say 7 or 8, and then kind of Grand Island, Norfolk, maybe a tier below, but still rounding out the top 10.
And how about seeing, teams like Grand Island and Norfolk in there, and not teams like Bellevue West and Creighton Prep in there this year? It's kind of exciting to see a little variety here in there, and especially from different parts of the state right now. And you can see we're seeing East right now, but there's that big clump. I think you're right. I mean, I think West Side is pretty clearly tops in the state. Kearney beat this East team but East is in that next group probably of the kind of the 3 through 5 type teams here, and it's going to be an interesting second half of the season especially, but can anybody challenge Westside is the big question in A.
Something for our viewers to be aware of. Next Thursday, we're here, Lincoln East, hosting Millard South. So that's a 2 versus 8 current matchup.
Ooh.
What we will have on our Thursday Night Lights a week from today. So be sure to tune in to see if the Spartans can take on the Patriots.
That'll be a great matchup. Great matchup there. Millard South having a good season, too. You'd be hearing more about it if it wasn't for what Westside is doing right now.
Again, those are our NCN rankings. We publish them on newschannelnebraska.com every Monday at noon, and we also tweet them out on our Twitter handle at NCN Sports. You can get them every week for the rest of the football season. Now, back to game action. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. About 5 minutes left before the third quarter. Our halftime highlights are presented by Sartor Heyman Jewelers with dazzling gemstones, diamonds, and more. Check them out at Sartor Heyman Jewelers. They're located in Lincoln and Grand Island. Spartans, a very hot start. They took their opening drive down to score. It was punched in by Dash Bauman, and then Columbus's opening drive, a pick six. Mikhail Ford takes it to the house before Columbus knows what's going on. It's 14-zip Lincoln East, and that's what the Discoverers were trying to avoid, Jack, but tough offense and tough defense wasn't boding well for him.
Yeah, and this is then the second pick in a row, 2 passes consecutively where picks happen, and that's just those 2 plays really changed the first half for Columbus here. And here's East capitalizing again after that second interception.
It was 14-0 after one. Jeter Worthley rolling out, hitting Landon Lingenfelter for a 15-yard score, making it 20-0. That is about the midway point through the second quarter. Columbus, though, gets Will Wickham in at quarterback, and the young man shows off his arm connecting with Connor Colwhite. That's a 78-yard house call, 20-7, so Columbus gets on the board with some momentum, but it was short-lived. It was a big return on the kickoff after that Columbus touchdown. 1 play from scrimmage, and it was a Dash Bauman 44-yard touchdown score. We had 2 touchdowns in a 20-second span.
And it looked like Columbus had gotten just that exact momentum they needed, and that big kick return obviously set up that Bauman touchdown and just ripped away any momentum that Columbus had gathered with that big touchdown pass.
Columbus did have a final drive in that second half, trying to put more points on the board, but Luke Lindquist picked it off for the interception for the Spartans. They have forced 3 turnovers in this game. They have a 3-possession lead, 27-7 at the break. So we'll take another break. We're getting closer to kick. Josh Lill is talking to both head coaches, so he'll have a report on what Coach Gingery and Coach Williams are feeling. And then we'll be ready for third quarter action shortly. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
It's the season. The excitement of going to sporting events, sitting in the bleachers, rooting for the neighbor kid that mowed your lawn, delivered papers, or played a few pranks in the neighborhood. The first stop, of course, though, is your local Speedy Mart convenience store. Fuel for the journey. Speedy Mart, your area store with Nebraska roots and community ties. No matter if it's a win or a loss, Speedy Mart can make you feel better before or after the game.
Welcome back here on News Channel Nebraska. 3 minutes to go until this third quarter starts. We told you to follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports. Besides just having great access to amazing high school sports content in Nebraska, you also could get a shout out on the air, and that's exactly what Alan Osborne gets. A shout out for following us at NCN Sports. World Exposure Report Nebraska. Hey, they're giving us a follow at NCN Sports, so there you go. Mosh Pit Chad following us. Got all sorts of people.
I think I know him.
Hey. Lincoln East, we may see some mosh pits in the student section the way things are going. Who else? Well, we'll take actually a quick break. We'll find some more followers, and we'll hear from Josh Lill shortly. Again, this is halftime. We're about 2 minutes out from third quarter action here on NCN.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
It all started long ago with cattle in mind, and it's still the major focus today of Powder River Livestock Handling Equipment and your friends at Valley Vet Supply in Marysville. They want to provide you with the best equipment. That's why they sell Powder River. It truly does stand the test of time. Powder River is a name you can trust. From cattle handling systems to gates and feeders, Powder River makes equipment for life. Come see for yourself at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Josh Lill here with News Channel Nebraska. It's my halftime report as the Lincoln East Spartans lead the Columbus Discoverers 27-7 in this district opener here at Seacrest Field. For John Greengree and company for Lincoln East, it took a couple drives to get the passing game going. Dash Bauman has 2 touchdowns currently on the night. Mikhail Ford has a pick 6. When I asked Coach about his team's performance in the first half, he said, hey, we need to clean up some stuff. We had too many penalties. We need to put more points on the board. But he did praise Columbus for moving the ball. As for Craig Williams and company for the Columbus Discoverers, they had 3 interceptions. 1 was a pick 6. And backup quarterback Will Wilcomb has been put into the game. They haven't capitalized on Lincoln East's missed field goal, and it's those miscapitalizations that have punished them tonight. When I asked Coach about his team's performance in the first half, he said, hey, 3 turnovers is the difference. They had to make adjustments on the edge, but his message to the players here in the second half, leave it all out on the field and go have fun. As for Carter Fetty, the star defensive lineman for the Columbus Discoverers, he tweaked his knee in the first half, and it's up to the coaching staff if he's ready to go. Back to Brandon in the booth.
Thank you, Josh. We are now underway here in the third quarter. Columbus would love nothing more than to put some points on the board on this drive, and there's a nice return. Started out a little shaky with the muff, but end up getting out near the 40, Dylan Crumley.
Yeah, sometimes, not that any special teams coaches are advising you to do this, but you kind of drop it and delay it a little bit, and the defense starts to get outside of their lanes, or the kicking team, I should say, gets out of their lanes, and I think that's what happened there. So right up all the way up to the 35 here is where the Discoverers are going to get things started and try and get themselves on the board and get something quick here, and who knows? We'll see if they can get back in this game.
Third quarter officially underway. It's brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab. Opening drive of the second half. And that is Dash Bauman not letting Wojciechowski do anything there.
They have got to block him. I don't know what to tell you. You can't. There's one guy on that defense that you cannot. Holy cow. That's a good job by the East defensive line keeping him clean, but my goodness.
We mentioned
it's what we saw just at the end of the first half, too.
He's going to Wyoming, or at least he's committed to Wyoming to play football. You can see why they want him.
Oh!
And there is another big hit. That was Caden Brownlow on the catch. He was immediately dropped.
Zimmerman, I think, made the stop there. Big hit. Nice form tackle, very clean. Helps the man up afterwards, but a great tackle there by Kelby Zimmerman. I wonder if Bauman has started his regimen, if he's going out there to Laramie of high-altitude training here at that point, because that's, we're talking higher altitude there than you are in Dionville or anywhere else even.
Swing pass to Esch. It's not going to be enough for the first down. And excellent little geography lesson there, Jack. While learning about, or while covering sports, actually, I should say, people get to learn about geography.
I know my altitudes of various cities around the Rocky Mountains. I've been to Laramie. It's a very nice town.
Okay.
It'd be a fun place to go to a game. I'd really like to go sometime, make a trip down there and see a game. Laramie sounds like a fun place to play. Now, Boulder, I think I've heard enough about for a little while, to be honest.
Yeah, we just don't need to talk about Boulder.
Oh, this could be it. Yeah. Oh! Are they going to give him the – it's going to be a touchback, I think. They're going to confer on that. They're going to give him a touchback. Almost a nice play there. That would have been a heck of a punt. My goodness.
60 yards had it stood at the 1 from their own 40, and great effort.
Oh,
just
the momentum of his body. I think that was Messersmith there. Great effort getting down the field. But you're running that hard. He was trying to put all his weight forward. Wasn't enough. Dropped the ball. Touchback there. So East starts on their own 20.
Officials stopping the clock here before the snap. A great time to remind our viewers this broadcast is made possible thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln, located in Beatrice. Also, want to make sure I give all my shout-outs for Twitter. Crew Auto and Brian Hussa, also giving us follows at NCN Sports. Promise you'd get a shout-out if you followed us at halftime, and my promise has now been fulfilled.
All right, what do we got going on here? We need to get playing before the rain gets here. Let's go. I went out during halftime, Brandon. A little sprinkly out there at this point, but somehow Lincoln has avoided the rain that much of the rest of the state has really had tonight.
Pitch to Bauman as he's stuck for a short gain. Your senses tell you that the rain's going to stay away for the next hour or so?
Yeah, we'll see. Again, Lincoln, I'll get a little check of the radar here once again. Do my amateur meteorology on this thing. Lincoln's in the green right now, but it's not. I'm saying the green on my radar app. But it looks like it's going to kind of stay that way. So if it's not raining a lot now, you're probably okay. But you look over there, it looks wet over there.
And by there, you're pointing north.
Yes. Yes.
For the viewers at home. Short pickup. Bring up third down. A big opportunity here for this Columbus defense to get off the field.
Brought down play by number 22, Tyler Zwingman, and number 67, Cooper Buxton. Third down and 6 for the Spartans.
All right, we'll see if East stays conservative here. And maybe that ball's getting a little bit wet, too. That could be playing in some of the decisions that are made here. 3rd and 6. I'm going to guess they get Worthley out on the edge here. Nope, quick pass.
And it's Lasig. He was down when he caught
it. Yep, ref says first.
Right on the 30.
He did the old first down sign with the opposite hand over the top of his head. Not by much, though.
Yep, right at the 30, so they give it to him. The chains move.
You got a decent spot on that one, but East will continue and probably try and eat a little bit of clock here.
Bauman taken down by Caden Copples. Short pickup.
Nice tackle there by Copples. Getting around there quickly, wrapping up from behind, and really minimizing the damage that Dash Bauman has done. We've seen him get away on those a couple of times here tonight.
Second down and 9, ball on their own 31-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and
Look at
9.
those splits on the East offensive line.
And Bauman, not much there, maybe 2.
They had the whole left side of the line. I mean, it was kind of, you remember the old Mike Leach, Texas Tech, where it was the biggest line splits you've ever seen, but it was kind of the whole offensive line. That was a left guard and the left tackle that were way out. Oh, he's got him.
Drops it in the breadbasket of Mikhail Ford.
Second touchdown tonight.
And no one's going to catch him.
One on offense, one on defense for Ford.
66-yard strike. And Lincoln East adds to their lead.
So much for taking time off the clock. And that, he had to, again, the baseball catcher, that was kind of like fielding a wild pitch there on that one with that snap. He dug it out of there, fired to Ford, who had gotten himself wide open behind the Columbus defense. And East looking to add their 34th point to the scoreboard right now with a PAT.
That goes through the uprights. 34-7 Spartans. Here at the midway point in the third quarter, you're watching Thursday Night Football on News Channel Nebraska.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
Welcome back. Brandon Axmet, Jack Mitchell, and Josh Lill with you. Here on NCN, it's all Lincoln East so far, and most recently a 66-yard touchdown pass from Worthley to Ford.
That was a heck of a, and again, he had a wide open receiver there on that pass, did Worthley, but he had to scoop that up again. Snap was on the ground, and he threw it pretty quickly after. He realized you got a wide receiver that open. You want to get it out to him, but threw it right on target. Ford caught it in stride, took it in for the touchdown.
So Columbus, their touchdown coming by way of Will Wickham, connecting with Connor Callwhite for a 78-yard score back in the second quarter. It's just really been the turnovers that have plagued this Discoverer offense. And Wickham going for it again. His receiver was behind the DB, and Caden Brownlow draws the pass interference.
This is a nice route by Brownlow, and you had, was it Ford on the coverage there? I didn't see if it was Ford, but the ball was a little bit underthrown, which kind of helped for Brownlow there to sell that he was being interfered with at that point, but he ran a great pattern there.
15-yard penalty, first down.
And you know what's kind of interesting here, Brandon, with, boy, you had another guy open there kind of just outside the flat, but they haven't taken, unless I'm forgetting any, they haven't really taken any deep shots to Esch. They've used him a lot in the running game. Oh, boy. He's quick in the background there, but you wonder if something like that is still coming down the road here.
Brought down by Spartan number 53, Emmett Carr.
And so that was Emmett Carr who just blew that last play up from the start. And yeah, Esch, to your point, he's the guy they put in motion. They'll try to get it to him in space, but yeah, they haven't sent him on, a go route or anything yet.
I mean, they use him around the line of scrimmage mainly.
And there they hit him on the curl route, and that time he's just unable to hang on.
Maybe a little bit of a wet ball there.
Another look here from Beatrice Community Hospital.
Oh. Third and 15 now. We'll see if they try it now. They've had, Columbus, when they've gone deep, they've been able to flummox that East coverage a little bit.
Third down and long, facing Columbus High.
They'll just run it.
Wojciechowski's taken down after a short gain. Unfortunately for the Discoverers, another 3 and out.
Boy, I'd like to see. I'd like to see what Wickham can do, kind of airing that thing out on third and 15. You're going to get a lot of man coverage when you spread it out that much, and his receivers have been solid tonight. I've been impressed with his Columbus passing game as gun, especially since they put Wickham in here in this game. So, but they wanted to be conservative there, and they're going to punt it over here to East now.
Another booming punt. Fair catch made at the 28-yard line.
I believe that is Cale Forney, the punter. He's got a leg on him. That one not quite as far as the one that almost got saved right at the 1-inch line, but still good leg into this. Not really much. We were talking about the rain, and not really much wind out here tonight, though, at all.
So under 6 here in the third quarter. Spartans will take over again. They've been enjoying success on the ground and through the air. And this time there's another pre-snap whistle.
Boy.
That's been about the only thing you can criticize about the Spartans' performance
tonight. For a team that's winning 34-7, that's a lot of illegal procedure tonight. A couple of holdings thrown in there as well for that East interior line. They ran some kind of extensive motion before that play, and not sure how that might have impacted what happened there, but they've got themselves at 1st and 15 now.
Ball's on the ground from the snap. Worthley picks it up and is taken down by a gang of Discoverers. Looked like that was Cooper Buxton who got to him first.
Boy, that's the second bad snap that Worthley's had to deal with. And that one, I'm going to tell you, Brandon, that one was not only on the ground, That was about 2 feet to his left. It almost looked like it must have hit. I wonder if that hit the center's leg when it came out or something like that, because that thing was on the ground and way to the left.
It is 2nd and 36. Don't see that often.
No, and I might look at that wide receiver. Oh, no, they're going to run it. They're going to take the convoy down that left side.
Esch ramps up Worthley. Still 3rd and very long upcoming.
Boy, it's got to be tempting, though. They had Mikhail Ford on the top of the screen there for you watching at home, and it was just simple. I don't think they would have been able to get a safety over to help him a whole lot. Go on a fly route and try that thing. But you're up 34-7. You're trying to probably be a little conservative, run some time. We'll see if they do that here on 3rd and 21, because it looks to me like that kind of that same situation. Columbus is going to back it. They're going to back up the safety a little bit here on this play, though.
There's that fake pitch. Bauman open in the flat.
Don't think he'll get there.
He'll be well short. Gain of about 12.
All right, so a good stand there by the Columbus defense, helped by a bad snap there, and it was more of a 3rd and 7 play than a 3rd and 27 play, or whatever it was exactly there. But nonetheless, Columbus gets a chance to get the ball back, try and get some points on the board here.
Number 5, Luke Messersmith.
Low punt, but it takes a favorable Spartan roll and will go all the way down at the 22, 23-yard line.
That was 15 yards of just rolling after that thing. That's called living right as a punter.
Glad you're with us here on News Channel Nebraska. Thursday night football, getting our week of football coverage started for those watching who are in our Northeast Nebraska DMA. Tomorrow night, you'll be treated to Wayne taking on number 4 Pierce in Class C. If you're not in the Northeast Nebraska DMA, which is the majority of the state, you will get a top 10 matchup in Class B as number 5 York will be hosting number 2 Waverly, as there is a screen pass to Esch. But those are the 2 games that we're covering on our network tomorrow night for the Friday Night Lights.
5-2 between York and Waverly, huh? That's impressive. Obviously, York's got a real solid history in Class B in the last probably decade or so. Snodgrass is there, but that'll be a great matchup as well. Excited to see what happens there.
The Dukes raised eyebrows last Friday. They went on the road to the old Panhandle at Scotts Bluff, got the victory over the top 3 Bearcats.
That is not an easy thing to do for a number of reasons on that regular season road game against Scotts Bluff. So congratulations to the York Dukes for doing that. That'll be a great matchup.
So that carry by Esch moves the chains for Columbus High as we're under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A reminder to stay tuned. Josh will be talking to winning head coach as a part of our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
You know, I'll tell you what, it's easy to say now, but Columbus, if they could have avoided some of these. Oh, nice. Wickham makes a little play there. Oh, boy.
He hit Esch in the hands.
He had Esch deep. What I was just going to say, Brand, is just Columbus didn't get to run the offense that I think they wanted to run tonight. We saw Wojciechowski with the big run. I wish we could have had a chance to see him sort of run the ball and see them use Esch and Wojciechowski like they would like to when they're not down 3 possessions here at this point. Because I think this offense has some real potential when they do that. But they did get Esch downfield on that one, and again, just a little bit of drop. I still wonder how wet that ball might be right now.
Esch is able to catch the swing pass. Still going. Helmet is off.
Oh, jeez.
Good to see the Spartans players pulling up. There's also a flag on the field. See what happened here.
I think we might have
Flag
a
came
hold behind the
before.
play. Yeah, right there probably on number 13.
And it is a hold, so it'll march the Discoverers backwards.
Boy, they really do find a lot of ways to get that ball in Esch's hands there as a wide receiver. I mean, he gets volume like a running back might have as a wide receiver with short passes and end arounds and all of those things. As I was saying, right away, first place he looked.
You saw just think the field getting a little slippery as well, causing the receiver to fall down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 18.
Let's see if Columbus tries to put it up here. Last time they had 3rd and long, they went conservative and ran it, but
Esch motioning across. Wickham rolling out.
Yeah.
And just nothing available up top, so a short gain there for Esch.
All right, we'll see if the Columbus success in booming punts can continue and maybe pin East back here.
Kicking is number 18 on the punt, Cale Forney.
Cale Forney, he punted one 60 yards that was just shy of being downed at the 1. This would be a 70-yard punt to get it to the end zone.
They got under that one a little bit more off the, and a bad bounce.
Rolls out at about the 44. Reminder that high school sports on News Channel Nebraska is proudly presented by Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today. So Lincoln East looking like it'll be 4 straight victories heading into that Thursday night matchup with Millard South, who the Spartans are currently, or excuse me, the Patriots are currently undefeated prior to their game tomorrow.
Yeah.
See who they're playing. 1 second.
You go to Bauman there on kind of a little misdirection action. Picks up about 4 yards on that one, 3-4 yards. Yeah, and if, as you're looking up who Millard South is facing tomorrow, boy, if East could get that one, they get themselves sort of in that group of the tier right below Omaha West Side, which Millard South is kind of the leader of right now at this point. Who does Millard South have tomorrow?
Millard South has Lincoln North Star. They host the Gators.
Okay.
Gators are sitting at 2-2 on the year.
Okay.
So there's potential for 5-0 versus 4-1 next Thursday right here at Seacrest between these two top 10 opponents.
And again, it's worth pointing out this Columbus team, you know, again, 1 win last year, but they beat a Lincoln Southwest team already here this year. And you also don't forget, a couple years ago they had some success too. They had a guy named Ernest Hausman playing for them as well, who now is at the University of Michigan. Maybe we'll be eating lunch with Jeter Worthley out there in a couple of years at the old dining hall, the Bo Schembechler Dining Hall. I have no idea if that's a thing. It sounds like it should be, though.
We need to just get Michigan out of the equation and just, go to the Memorial Stadium Dining. What's the name of Memorial Stadium Dining Hall? I know I should know this one.
The training table.
Yeah, the training. There we go. I ate there even.
Speaking of.
East quarterback, number 13, Jeter Woodley.
Now, I should note, just kind of as a interesting note, Jeter's brother, Jalen, originally committed to San Jose. He's also a baseball player, didn't play football. Committed to San Jose State, changed his mind. There was a coaching switch there, and he went to Nebraska. He had his freshman year last year, had some appearances for Nebraska, expecting to have a bigger role on that pitching staff this year. So he's a pitcher. So
Well,
all I'm saying, Brandon, is commitments are made to be broken.
Saying there's a chance. As that takes us into halftime, to the fourth quarter, Bauman pushed out. 34-7 is your score after 3. The Spartans are rolling here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. Final 12 minutes when we return.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter here at Seacrest. It's 2nd down and 11 as Worthley goes to the air, and what a snag. And then it's overruled. Side judge saying, in fact, the pass was incomplete. Looked for a second like it was quite the grab.
Yeah, Caden Chedek looked like he maybe had gotten his hands under that one, but he didn't have a great angle there. And so you still have 3rd and 11 to go, trying to put another one up here and maybe have a chance to get this one in and empty the bench a little bit on both sides of the ball. This could be the last we see of Dash Bauman, Jeter Worthley, Owen Lasig, some of these other starters here, the seniors on this team.
Third down and long. Worthley gets outside the pocket.
Got him.
And he has, is that Bauman?
Yep.
Touchdown number 3.
He's got Bauman deep. And by the way, I can verify just from watching that play, it must be a little bit slick out there. Watch on this replay here. Watch, I didn't see the number for Columbus, but he had a bead on Worthley, and he just slipped. Yeah, you couldn't quite see it from that angle. But it's definitely getting a little bit slick out there.
29 yards from Worthley to Bauman. And East continuing to roll as that PAT makes it 41-7. We'll take a quick break. Spartans on top of Columbus here at Seacrest. We'll be back.
Building innovation, creating opportunity. That's the Superior way. Superior Industries of Columbus is a key player in forming the world's infrastructure. Their innovative equipment is used to build roads, hospitals, utilities, and other fundamental systems. But it's their culture that encourages bold ideas, creating new opportunities for people like you. And they want you on their team. Visit workatsuperior.com to learn more about opportunities available. Positions that include weekly pay, complete benefits package, on-the-spot bonuses for exceptional work, and a fun working atmosphere. Working with the most advanced equipment and technology you can find. Join the Superior team today.
Welcome back. Brandon Axemet, Jack Mitchell, Josh Lill with you here on NCN. Another strike from Worthley to Bauman. This a 29-yarder, making it 41-7. The Spartans playing well here tonight. Solid return there from Crumley for the Discoverers.
You know, it's interesting, too, when you talk about the City of Lincoln football right now here in Class A. East, boy, you were on the verge of having things look very different in Lincoln in Class A because Lincoln Southeast had a lead against East. East stormed back for a huge comeback in that game, won it, I believe, in double overtime. And it, coming into the season, Southeast always obviously a solid program. I believe they got a win against Papillion La Vista after the loss to East, and so they've kind of turned things around a little bit here during the season as well, and so they may be a factor going forward as well in city football. But Lincoln East has kind of been the cream of the crop lately, and they've had Southeast number for a couple of years here. Which is probably okay because Southeast had their number for about 30 years in a row prior
Getting a little payback.
Prior to, I lived it. I lived it personally.
Yeah, so the landscape of the capital city, just going in alphabetical order, East sitting at 3-1, victories over Southeast, Southwest, and Northeast. You have the Lynx of Lincoln High, 1-3. Well, North Star sitting at 2-2. They were 2-0, but have dropped their last two to Kearney and Southeast. Southeast defeating them 42-16. Northeast, the Rockets sitting at 0-4. Southeast, as you referenced, beat Papillion La Vista after falling to Lincoln East 28-31. They also more recently defeated North Star in that 42-16. So the Knights, after starting 0-2, are now 2-2 as there's a nice carry by Kibalia.
Yeah.
They'll give him about 14 or so.
So 3 of those 4 games for Southeast have been, I believe, Elkhorn South they started out against and lost. Is that right?
35-7, they fell to South. Then
very
East.
solid team, but that Papillion La Vista win was kind of a surprise after they started out their season, and so we'll see. There's still a team I think that has a lot of potential in the city as well to maybe make a little bit of noise as we get into playoff time.
You reference it. That was 10-7, and it's the Monarchs' only loss currently to the Knights.
Yeah.
As they sit at 3-1. And then rounding out the capital city in Class A, Southwest sitting at 1-3. Their lone victory over Lincoln High, we mentioned the Discoverers, defeated the Silverhawks, as there's another nice run by Kibalia.
Yeah, Kibalia, nice running back too. I mean, this Columbus team has some weapons. What is their? Can you give us? Sorry to ask you to just look stuff up for me, but what do you have Columbus's schedule going forward after this? Because this team is gonna win some games still this year, I think.
So now in district play, so like Lincoln East next Thursday, Columbus has Millard South on the 6th. So a week after East plays, as we had another interception.
East just dropped that one. So Columbus also has Millard South, huh? Okay.
So that will be a tough one, but
Yeah.
you look at their final 2 games of the season, Lincoln High and Lincoln North Star. So 1-3 for the Lynx, 2-2 for North Star. Those are games that you would imagine would be competitive for the Discoverers, where they could round it out with 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean, 2 wins already. We'll see. I mean, they pull something off here, and they could start getting in that wild card contention at some point, which is just it's impressive what this team and what the coaching staff has done here. And I mean, 41-7. It's going to sound odd, but it feels like it was closer than 41-7 right now as we're at 9:30 left in this game.
23 more for Kibalia.
He's a load.
Yeah, 6'1", 190. Not a bad 1-2 punch between him and Wojciechowski, who's 6'2", 190. And right back to Kibalia. Takes 4 Spartans to take him down.
Carried by Columbus number 30, Isaiah Kabbalah. Taken down that play by Spartan number 22, Will Thompson, number 54.
Well, we were talking about the weather. Rain seemingly staying away. Dalton Carter following us at NCN Sports. This is a half hour ago, but the report is it's raining in the Highlands.
Okay.
So
that's a long ways away, but
not
yes.
in the Highlands for those unfamiliar with Lincoln, and it has not made its way to Seacrest as time is winding down here. Kibalia. It's another about 12-yard pickup. Dalton Carter also predicts you'll probably, as an East alum enjoy this. East will be ranked 3rd or 4th by the end of the year. Pretty talented team, he has to say.
Yeah, that Millard South game is going to be
a lot.
That's going to have a lot. And I guess as we and I can pull this up on my own, but it'll be interesting to see how East is going to finish off their schedule as well. I think I remember that they still have Gretna on their schedule as well. Is that right?
Yeah, they have. So Millard South, then Lincoln High, then North Star, and then they round out, week 9 with Gretna.
That'll be a interesting matchup. Millard South and Gretna. So 2 teams, if they could somehow get wins in one or both of those games, that could have some real impact on seeding and the potential here for the playoffs, maybe getting a couple of home games here in the playoffs, which last year they went down, I believe, to in the playoffs. I'm trying to remember now. Gretna had a close game against Southeast in the playoffs. Southeast almost knocked Gretna off in the playoffs last year, and then Gretna went all the way to the championship. And I believe East might have faced somebody will have to help me here with this.
Elkhorn South.
Elkhorn South, that's who it was.
Storm got them in the first round.
Yeah, they did.
Tack on about 8 more for Cabolia.
And it'd be nice to see. I'm sure everybody in Omaha who's watching this in various ways, we love seeing all those Omaha teams. It'd be great to see a little Lincoln or Kearney or Grand Island or a little new representation in the championship game. It really would be at this point, just to kind of rev up the excitement in those places, I think, in Class A.
Well, and it's been those same teams the past several years, and Westside is leading that charge again, but you never know what can happen, and that's why you play the game. It's hard to believe we're already halfway through the season, too. Playoffs will be here before we know it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Gretna. You know, they opened a new school in Gretna, and usually when that happens is Columbus looks like they're going to get it in there. Yeah, there it is, touchdown.
And it's Cabolia, 3-yard punch in for the senior. 41-13 now, Columbus.
He's an impressive running back. There you go, and they just kind of pounded it East that entire drive, mainly with him, and that was Cabolia. Impressive drive for him.
PAT's good. Make it 41-14 here in Lincoln. Discover strike here in the second half. We'll take a break. You're watching Thursday Night Football on News Channel Nebraska.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction, voted best roofer in Northeast Nebraska. By Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill, the best place to be after the game in Columbus.
The pride that Columbus's Craig Williams constantly preaches about on an everyday basis is 100% present tonight. I was next to their sideline earlier, and even trailing 41-14, he keeps assuring players like quarterback Will Wilcomb and the rest of the team, we're good. Just keep playing. Such wise words from Williams himself. Brandon, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. And again, Coach Williams, a professional. He's been doing this a long time as well. 18th year with the program, and you would expect no less from a guy he's a Columbus guy through and through, has pride in the program, and he preaches that toughness all throughout what they do. And he was honest. He said, we're a smaller Class A team, and we like our 22 guys against another team's first 22, but depth is something that hurts us, and we're not always going to be the biggest team, and that's just the nature of what it is to play Class A football. And to Josh's point, they're leaving it all out on the field here tonight, which is no different than any other night.
And I'll still go away, scoreboard aside, impressed with the team and like you said, especially some of the frontline athletes that they've got on this team as well. There are wins to come yet, I think, for this team pretty significantly.
Short gain there as we are officially at the halfway point of this fourth quarter.
Sam Robertson, it looks like now at running back for Lincoln East, as they're getting some new folks in the game here at this point. And it looks like, we have a new quarterback too. Timmy Berkman is going to be in right now for East, so Jeter Worthley's going to take a seat. He'll rest the rest of the game and get Berkman some chances here.
There's a 6-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and short.
And as we had been talking about earlier, that question in Class A is, again, who is going to be that ultimate challenger for Omaha Westside? And it may be that there's no one, but who is going to have the shot at them if things go as expected at this point, and they move on, get that first seed overall, get into the playoffs. And there's just a lot of candidates right now. Millard South, who this Lincoln East team faces a little bit later. We talked a bit about Gretna, and we before Columbus scored, we had talked a little bit about how new school opening in Gretna, and we've seen this in Lincoln too, especially 20 plus years ago when Lincoln Southwest opened up. It changed the way Lincoln Southeast athletics looked pretty significantly, and I think the same thing happened with Northwest and North Star, and I know there are probably stories of that too. Elkhorn, you've got the same situation as well with Elkhorn South opening and the impact on Elkhorn on that, and Elkhorn North now as well. And so where do you put Gretna? Although they've weathered, to the extent that's a storm, they've weathered that pretty well. Bellevue West, where are they going to be at? They've got 3 future Huskers, or at least at the beginning of the year, they had 3 future Huskers on their offense. It's been a disappointment from them so far this year. And then Kearney, who beat this East team, and maybe they're it this year. They've been really impressive as well. Grand Island's been solid. You've got I don't know, you're talking, Brandon, 6, 7, 8 teams that are kind of fighting for that spot right behind Omaha Westside right now.
Well, and you mentioning Grand Island and Kearney reminds me, we're pumping up the Millard South Lincoln East top 10 game next Thursday, a week from tonight. We go Friday, the very next night, to Grand Island for Grand Island Kearney, which is a huge rivalry game, and that's a top 10.
That's as big as that game has been in quite a while. I think they normally sort of start off the season the last couple of years against each other at the beginning of the year, but to have them potentially be both ranked teams at this point, that'll be a big one. That be a fired up crowd there in GI.
Handoff here goes to Izzy Daniels. Not much on the carry to the outside.
Another credit to Columbus on this game, specifically to Will Wickham. Came in when Columbus had a real rough patch with turnovers at the beginning of the game. Righted the ship a little bit. Everything wasn't perfect, but he had some really accurate, some big passes, including the big touchdown pass. At that point, it looks like Columbus has a good future because Wickham comes in. He's a junior right now, and I was impressed by him throughout the course of the night as well. So congratulations to Will Wickham on his performance here. So we've got 2:30 now with the clock ticking. The Discoverers look like they're just going to punt this away. And you'll probably have Lincoln East. Couple of runs here with some of the guys who don't get a chance. Now, I shouldn't gloss over this part of the game because when I was playing football myself, this was the exciting time of the game for me. This was, hey, Jack, get in there. We want to see what you can do. They didn't want to see what I could do. They were just making sure everybody. They got a senior on the team who needs to get some play in since he goes to practice every day. So
I think you're being too hard on yourself.
I did start one game because of injuries. Lots of injuries.
Okay, so tell me this. Best playing memory that you have as a Lincoln East Spartan. What did you do? What happened?
It was right about 20 yards downfield from where East is right now. The one game I started was against Lincoln Northeast in the fall of 1995. As East is going to go for a couple yards running here. And we were playing Northeast. Their quarterback was a guy who was a very, very good athlete at the time, football and especially basketball, B.J. Nannon. Their running back was Amon Helmstetter, and their wide receiver was a guy named Erwin Sweeney, who went on to play for Nebraska. And that first drive, they were driving down the field. I was starting for the first time in my life, like I said, seriously, because of injuries. And Nana ran a little bit of an option play. Everybody ran option then, by the way. Everybody had the old option in their playbook because that's what Nebraska was running. And he tried to pitch it to Helmstetter. I got a hand on it. He fumbled it. We came up with it. East had the ball. I think we threw an interception a play or two later. Lost the game by like 40. But
hey,
but that's probably it. A little bit later in that game, I was playing defensive end, and Northeast ran a reverse to Erwin Sweeney, who again ended up, if you're familiar with Nebraska football in the late 90s, early 2000s, Erwin Sweeney was a regular cornerback. He was a very good high school player, and they would use him kind of in a way that Columbus has used Esch tonight. They ran a reverse to him. I was supposed to have Contain on the backside as a defensive end. I thought I had Contain. Turns out the angle that I thought I could catch him out was not the angle that was going to be possible, given my speed and his speed. And again, right about where that tackle ended right there, I was watching him run by me down the sideline. So, yes, glory days memories here.
I can't grasp that your 40 time wasn't comparable to Erwin's.
I thought I took a wide enough conservative angle that I still was going to catch him, but it was like I was running in sand, slow motion, and he was just flying.
Well, there's a nice carry. Picks up close to a first down, potentially. That's Grant Matson, sophomore.
All kinds of quarterbacks in here at this point for East. And should point out, Jeter Worthley's still a junior. So he started all of last year until the end of the year when he was injured. And that was another issue that East had in the playoffs. But he'll be back here. And assuming he continues to play football now, I don't know how the Michigan baseball coaches feel about that. I don't know that I'd be a fan of it. But assuming he continues to play football, he'll have another year here at East.
Well, that should put this one in the books. Clock going to wind down. Your final score, 41-14. So there is the final whistle. Lincoln East gets the victory over Columbus, improving officially to 4-1, while Columbus drops to 2-4. A dominant performance by the Spartans. Stay with us here on NCN. Our postgame show is just around the corner.
We ask that you keep the stadium clean by picking up
We do have a makerspace. We have dedicated spaces for different groups. So what we're looking at in this room is the adult reading room. It's not technically a room that closes, has a two-sided fireplace. It's designated as the only room where things need to be a little bit on the quiet side. We have a dedicated teen room and teen study room. And we also have the Kinetic Technology Room, which is also known as a makerspace. We have meeting rooms, different varying sizes, and those turned out to be very popular. With the gig economy, people coming in and work, everything is high-tech. All the rooms have the latest technology to do Zoom calls and things like that.
Thank you for joining us on this installment of Do You Know Nebraska, which was made possible by Crete Area Medical Center, Culligan of Crete, Crete Ace Hardware, and Ken's U-Safe Pharmacy in Crete.
Join us next time as we explore the state we call home. Do You Know Nebraska can be viewed by visiting newschannelnebraska.com.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Some jobs are hard work, but it's often the hardest jobs that are the most important. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life. When what you do makes a vast impact on the state and its communities, there's nothing better. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said...
It wasn't. But this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
And welcome back to our post-game show. Let's head down to the field. Josh Lill has Coach Gingery and our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game standing by.
The Lincoln East Spartans defeat the Columbus Discoverers 41-14 here in the opener of district play. Josh Lill with News Channel Nebraska. Here I have Coach Gingery and we have Dash Bauman here of the Lincoln East Spartans. And Coach, to start, district opener, you win in dominant fashion. When or did you guys know that you were in for a big night?
Well, I think the big thing was we executed and we carried out the game plan. So when the defense was playing well, the offense picked up on those things. We were able to make some big plays and put some points on the board, and that puts pressure on them. So we're excited about both sides of the football tonight.
Hey, thanks to this guy, you guys were pretty dominant on the run. What looks did the defense give you that allowed your run game to really excel tonight?
Well, I think it wasn't so much what the defense was given. We wanted to establish that run game on the inside. We thought that we could trap them a little bit, run ISO on the inside. Dash is a great runner. We've got two great kids to block in front. Anytime you get that combination, good things are happening.
So Dash, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight and a receiving touchdown. What kind of impact has he had on this team over the years here?
Well, he brings great leadership to the table. I mean, Dash is rock solid, and we have a lot of kids that are just like that. And anytime you have those kind of combinations, great things are going to happen. He just plays hard, and we get a lot of other kids that play hard as well. Great team effort.
Dash, how was it playing in the rain for a little bit? It must have been hard to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, it was kind of unexpected. I didn't really think we were getting rain today, but you just get into that and you got to protect the ball when you get into contact situations. So it's just part of that game plan is just protecting the ball.
And 4 straight wins for you guys now. Yeah. What are you doing on and off the field to allow yourself and give your team a chance to compete at such a high level?
I think off the field we're playing really well as a team, getting some great practices in. We've got really good team camaraderie and just playing together, and that translates to playing on the field where we just dominate because we know we can.
Millard South and Gretna are coming up on the schedule. What are you guys doing to allow yourself to exceed in those high-leverage games?
I think we're really just putting an emphasis on practicing and getting solid practices in. We know they're going to be tough games. We got to come in with the mindset that we got to win, and it's going to be a hard game to play, but we're a solid team, and we've shown that we can win it.
One last question here. How's it feel to get the win on homecoming night?
It feels great. Homecoming win's always great. Tomorrow's homecoming should be a fun time, especially with the win. It's a lot better.
Big thanks to Dash Bauman and Coach Greengery of the Lincoln East Spartans. Back up to Brandon and Jack in the broadcast booth. I've been Josh Lill with News Channel Nebraska.
Thank you, Josh. And again, thanks to Coach Gingery talking to us for Sarpy County Tourism Coach's post-game interview, as well as congratulations to Dash Bauman, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game, for his great performance. At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they're your healing destination. Bauman more than 120 yards rushing and 3 total touchdowns for the Spartans in the victory. With that, let's take a look at our top plays, which are brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Thursday night football on News Channel Nebraska, number 8, Lincoln East, hosting the Columbus Discoverers at Seacrest Field. The Spartans set the tone early. Opening drive that took over 6 minutes is capped off with a 1-yard touchdown run by the Wyoming commit, Dash Bauman, making it 7-0 early on. And that is the PAT, making it 7-0. So Columbus then gets the ball, tries to answer. Unfortunately for them, the Spartan defense made some very good plays right on cue. So Columbus trying to make things happen. Instead, it's going to be a pick 6. Mikhail Ford with the INT right after that Bauman punch-in. Not long after, Ford finds the end zone for the Spartans for the second time in that first quarter. It's 14-0 at the 5:09 mark in the first quarter. And so now Columbus trying to make a difference, this time in the second quarter. But you have another interception. Kelby Zimmerman with the pick to take us to the second quarter, I should say. 3rd down and 8, and Jeter Worthley, the future Michigan baseball product, showing his arm there, finding Landon Langenfelter. 20-0, Lincoln East at the 6-minute mark. Spartans are rolling, but Columbus, they answer. Will Wickham, junior quarterback, airs it out, throwing it up to his buddy Connor Colwhite, and Colwhite takes it to the house, 78 yards. So the Discoverers with some momentum, trying to put some more points on the board before going into halftime, which they would get the ball to start the third. But 20 seconds after that Columbus touchdown, Dash Bauman strikes again. And this time he goes for 44 yards to the end zone. So Lincoln East takes a 27-7 advantage into the locker room at halftime. And coming out of the break, it's more Lincoln East. Worthley throwing it up top. this time connecting with Ford. So Ford had the pick six in the first quarter. He shows that he can also do it on offense as well with that reception for a touchdown. That went for 66 total yards. 34-7 now. Bauman, he has 2 touchdowns, but he is not satisfied. Worthley finding Bauman again, this time 29-yard strike. Third trip to the end zone for the senior. The Spartans are rolling. 41-7 in the fourth, but the Discoverers would find the end zone again before the final whistle blew. Isaiah Kabalia punches it in from a 3-yard out, and that would be your final score. So Spartans get the victory, 41-14. It's a happy homecoming for the 8th-ranked Lincoln East team as they improve to 4-1 on this season. Columbus drops to 2-3. Again, those are your top plays brought to you by Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today. That will do it for our coverage here in Lincoln, wrapping up our Thursday Night Football Week 5 edition. And again, a reminder, we have a lot more football coming up tomorrow. If you're in Northeast Nebraska, you'll see Wayne against number 4 Pierce. That game, live coverage starting at 6:45. We have Eric and Lou on the call. Luke will be sideline reporting. Then for the rest of the state, you will get Class B Top 10 Showdown, Top 5 Showdown, rather. Waverly, number 2, going on the road to take on number 5 York. The Dukes, fresh off of going out to the Panhandle and defeating a top 3 team in Scotts Bluff. They now have another very tough game when they host Waverly. We'll be there for all of the action. Kaylin and Andy will be on the call for that one in York. Our entire football schedule can be seen on newschannelnebraska.com, and if you follow us at NCN Sports, you will get tweets of all the games we're covering every week. Special thanks to our terrific camera crew, as always, Tyler Lechner and Danny Alvarado in the truck. Also, shout out to Connor Luby and the rest of the crew. For Jack Mitchell, for Josh Lill, I'm Brandon Axemet. We will see you for more football tomorrow night.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.